Is a brief video on how to remove the left side, driver side, CV axle from a 1998 Toyota Rav4. It might be a very similar process for a Rav4 between 1996 and 2000. First of all, I'm not going to go through the whole process, just the last bit, which most people seem to be having difficulty. The first thing we had to do is remove the spindle nut that goes on the end of the half shaft. And once we remove that bolt, down directly underneath there are 3 bolts, 2 nuts and a bolt that will come off underneath. Once that's done, you separate it, and this has free movement. In order to get the half axle out, and with that nut already removed, this swings out and the half axle just pulls out from the rear. So once you have the half axle out, what you're going to do is you are going to see the CV axle basically dangling in this position. Now, if you're going to reuse the half axle, you need to support the weight somehow so it doesn't tear out. Because we're replacing the entire axle, which is much easier than just replacing the boot, we have removed the axle by simply prying on it or pulling on it, and have removed the whole thing and separated it. But if you don't want to do that, you can just dangle it to the side, support the weight, and it will give you this angle. Now this angle is important. The reason why it's important is because that is the angle that will give you to be able to use the tool and remove the CV axle from the transmission. And that's where a lot of people seem to have problems. The clearance on the bottom and on the sides does not allow you, or makes it very difficult, to use a pry bar like you would normally use to take out a CV axle with the C-clip on the end. So what we did is we have used a typical slide hammer with a 3-jaw puller. And the slide hammer with the 3-jaw puller comes with this attachment. It usually also has this attachment, and you would use them in conjunction to pull out most parts. What we've done is use the slide hammer and only used this part. Get it in there nice and snug, make sure it's threaded in deep enough so it doesn't strip out the inner threads. And you're going to use the lip. You're going to use the lip of this slide hammer to go into the groove of the CV axle hub. And you can use the slide hammer to just knock it loose. So we've already removed the hub from the transmission, so it's in there nice and loose. What I'm going to show you is just the position you need to put this slide hammer in. Back out. The slide hammer, is going to go in, and it's going to catch the lip. It's going to go in and it's going to catch the lip. See that right there? It's going to catch the lip of the hub, and you're going to slide it out, and it'll pop that whole thing loose. Now, to show you what you're looking for, we've already removed it, so I'm going to take that out. It should be nice and loose. What we're looking for is, when this is installed in the transmission, it's really greasy. What we're looking for is this part here. The end of the slide hammer is going to go into this groove right here. And you have that groove all the way around. You have it here, you have a cutout, it continues here, cut out again, continues around. So what we're going to do is, when you get that slide hammer, you're looking to make contact into that groove. You see that? It fits right in there, and as you slide out, it'll pull the hub out. So that's what the angle that you're looking for. You get too close and that'll get blurry. So that's the angle. It gets in there, you get that contact, slide the hammer out, and it pops it out. Now, as you may have learned already, this hub has a C-clip at the end. That's what keeps it in, this little C-clip that's spinning around. And what you need to do is you need to get that C-clamp, that little C-clip, in the right position. The only way to know that, since it's buried inside the transmission when you're trying to get it out, is to try one spot, try and get it out, and if you're having difficulty, rotate it until you get to the following spot, and then try and pound it out right there. If that still doesn't work, then go to the next spot and keep rotating it until on the inside that C-clip is going to be in the right position for it to make it easier to come out. We had a lot of difficulty getting this out, and we finally figured out that that slide hammer with that piece, it came out in 2 seconds. It was very easy, but it took us forever to figure out the right angle. So pull out the CV axle, let it drop at an angle, put that slide hammer on there, and it comes right out.